Welcome to Marist Sports Center, your place for everything Marist athletics. In this episode, we will highlight the best moments from this month's sporting events, starting with a tough road playoff matchup for the men's soccer team. The Marist Red Foxes look for their first playoff win of the season, facing the Quinnipiac Bobcats for the MAC quarterfinals match in Hampton, Connecticut. Just about 18 minutes into the match, Kyle Evans kicks the header pass to Ariane Ulage, who scores to the left corner. This was Ulage's third goal of the season, first of the playoffs. The Red Foxes have an early 1-0 lead. 58th minute of the match, Richard Morel strikes again, scoring to the right side from a penalty kick after a dominant regular season, giving the Red Foxes a commanding 2-0 lead, his 7th goal of the season, first of his playoff career. The next play, the Bobcats shoot and saved by Red Fox goalkeeper Jamie Lowell. He recorded 3 saves in this match. 72nd minute, Bobcats shoot and score with the goal by Ramesh Del Sols off the penalty kick. The Bobcats broke the shutout. The Bobcats with one final chance to score, and it's saved by Drenny Idrizi, a game-winning save for the Red Foxes. The Red Foxes defeat the Bobcats 2-1, earning their first playoff win since 2021, and will advance to play top-seeded Iona.
Making our way back from off the pitch, it's time to cover men's basketball, where Josh Pasquarelli and the Red Foxes faced against Army in their home opener. We start things off late in the second half, where Jackson Price dishes it to Pasquarelli, who drives. Athletic move, gets it to go, 72-70. Marist, it's Pasquarelli's 18th point of the night. Now with 57 seconds remaining, Ryan Curry gets it. Deep three, gets it to go, the floater. Curry finished with a career-high 28 points. Now with 10 seconds left, Jalen Rucker's looking to seal the deal for Army. He gets it to go on a layup with 5 seconds left. They take the lead by 2 as the bench storms the court. Here we go on the next play. Jaden Collins-Roberts going to take it from coast to coast. And there's the bucket. The game is tied, and we're going to overtime as the Red Fox roller coaster continues. That's the 13th lead change. 16 seconds left in overtime. Knotted up at 88. Lewis to Pasquarelli. Send home the bucket. Pasquarelli, ice in his veins with his 25th point of the game on his career-high 5th 3 of the game. Army will get the ball one more time, but to no avail, as Marist defeats the Army Black Knights by a score of 91-88. Stay tuned because we have more basketball action coming at you.
For their second game of the season, Marist men's basketball team is headed to Richmond. 14 and a half minutes left in half one. Jackson Price will set up, and he looks to bring it home. Jaden Collins-Roberts finds it and lays it up. 11 minutes left. Price sets up close to the hoop, and then finds Josh Pasquarelli on the outside. Pasquarelli answers a 3 from Richmond with a 3 for Marist. Flipping the order from before, here's Josh Pasquarelli on the outside, finding Jackson Price, sinking it with his 3rd three-pointer of the game. 5 minutes left in the first half, and Jaden Daughtry finding the rebound from Richmond, taking it downfield. He'll hand it off to Price, and such confidence, his 5th 3 of the game. Just over 11 minutes left in the second half. With some defensive help from Martin Kawa, Jackson is able to sink his 6th and final 3 of the night, pulling Marist to the lead. Jackson Price had an explosive game with 6 threes and 20 points. I was able to sit down with the man himself to talk about this milestone game in his career.
I'm here with Marist center, men's basketball, Jackson Price. Thanks for coming in today.
Of course.
You had an incredible game against Richmond. What do you think was different about this game than any other game you've played in the past?
I think just the focus level. After that first game at Harvard, not a great start. Just for myself, for the team, I was really upset with how I played personally and just the result of that game. So I think we were just a lot more focused, just played a lot more together. I also was able to play against one of my old teammates from the Citadel at Richmond, so I think that kind of helped a little bit, just want to play a little bit harder.
Absolutely. So you dropped a really clean 22 points on that game, second highest on the team by only 2 points. Talk to me about your confidence this season and where you kind of find your weekly motivation.
My confidence is a lot higher than last year. Coming in this summer, played really well, and then all through the preseason. And just having the bigger role this year, I think, has helped me with my confidence a little bit more. Yeah, I think that's just kind of.
So how did it feel for you, and you could talk about the team as well, coming into that Richmond game, going to Richmond, and beating the defending A10 champs?
It felt great. I think one of the best feelings was that we didn't go into it with just winning on our mind. It was we needed to play a solid game and put two halves together. Obviously, winning was the goal. But being able to really just see how good we can be, and obviously we didn't play a perfect game, but seeing where we need to be, it felt really good coming out with a win.
So you guys have now knocked off two big-time out-of-conference opponents. And what do you see kind of as far as the importance of these two wins for you personally and for your team as well?
I think for coming off the Richmond game, going into Army, we were kind of riding high. So I think that having to play a more gritty team and coming down to overtime and being able to get that one kind of grounded us a little bit and let us know that obviously we did have a really big win against Richmond, but that doesn't mean the season's over or that we can kind of coast through the rest of the season. So, I mean, I think that we just kind of need to continue to build and just get better, but not get too high or get too low.
Right. All right. Well, that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much to Jackson Price for being with us, and go Red Foxes.
Special thank you again to Jackson Price for joining us here in the studio. Now let's shift gears to the PFL, where Marist takes on Stetson. Mike Willis looking for his first win of the year. And James Cratchville will start the game off with the big-time interception. James Cratchville recently named Defensive Rookie of the Year for the PFL. Now, Sonny Menino will score here in the 5-yard rushing touchdown to put the Red Foxes up 7-0 early in the game. And then, Brady Mites has a huge 41-yard touchdown pass to Jock Hawley to get Stetson's first points of the game, and the score is 13-7 Marist. Now we head to the second half, where Stetson punts on their own backfield, and Muhammad Diawara scores a big-time 41-yard touchdown return for his first touchdown of his Marist career. And then, later in that third quarter, Sonny Menino with a huge, big-time scramble, 30-yard touchdown for the Red Foxes, which gives them the lead late in the third quarter. And then we shift to the fourth quarter, where Sonny Menino has his fourth rushing touchdown of the game here. Huge 23-yard score, and that's the dagger touchdown for the Red Foxes, as Marist will get their first win of the season. After the Red Foxes' huge first win, let's see what quarterback Sonny Menino has to say about the game.
I am here with Sonny Menino, our starting quarterback for the Marist Red Foxes. Let's just kind of get into it. So we'll start off with a bang, right? You've had an exceptional season for you so far, this week's PFL Player of the Week. How do you work on your game week to week?
Honestly, it's whatever the coaches give us. So it's like they come in with a different plan for every week because every team's different. And then it's just playing the game. Nothing ever is fully how we want it to be in the game. But at the end of the day, it's just like trusting in everyone else and believing that we're going to hopefully win, but what the game plan says.
Right. So this past weekend at Stetson, right? 4 rushing touchdowns, huge. What does that first win mean to you, and what does it mean to the program?
It's just a stepping stone, honestly. Like, the 4 touchdowns is great, but like at the end of the day, like we wanted to win. The season's not what we wanted it to be, but it's as long as we have at least one in the win column, you know, it's the morale is up. It's like the stepping stone for the concrete for the next years.
Right, right. So you were kind of given that starting role kind of mid-season. What are you doing now that you might not have been doing in the past?
Honestly, it's always been, even when I wasn't playing, it's been like trying to like keep everything up, like the routine of like film, treatment, playing. It's still all been the same, but now it's honestly, if anything, more, just because like I am playing more. So maybe it's going to get treatment for another hour or something, whatever it is.
Well, we're so glad to have you.
Thank you.
And go Red Foxes.
Go Red Foxes.
This has been Marist Sports Center, presented by the Center for Sports Communication. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.